take you with me right now. Turn on at least one of the lights in here. It's one of those days where it's hazy outside, and the light in this house is not quite. I mean, if I open the shade, we'll get a lot of light, and yet it'll be hazy and stuff. So here we go. Now I'm going to share this out and go back here, and we'll go to copy link. Hey everybody, I'm back. So there's nobody in the hey everybody, I'm back. So there's nobody in the chat right now, but I'm gonna get right into it. So watched episode 7, 8, and 9 of Ambore. You guys saw that I did upload my video, and I want you guys to go there and make comments and share it. I don't care about these characters. I don't want to care about these characters. I don't, you know, the characters you end up caring about, Rylance, the leader of the, I guess you could say French resistance, because they're, I mean, let me say this. It looked like Tony Gilroy raided the wardrobe of the 1941 movie Waterloo Bridge. All right, I swear to God. They're all wearing vintage era 1940s World War II costumes. And it's like, do you guys, you kind of want to ask, like, how much of that $750 million budget actually went into the costumes? I won't get into that. Holy crap. But you see Andor, and he's on Yavin 4 with Bix, and there's a lady like healing people. They don't come out and say she's a Jedi, but she's a Jedi. But Tony Gilroy, we can't use the word Jedi. We can't do anything that we love about Star Wars. That it's not Star Wars, okay? There's nothing connecting the show to anything important. All right, it's like they took a no-name character that no one really cared about. I mean, Rogue One was a good movie. There weren't any characters except for K2SO and maybe General Draven, and then the general that got killed in the fighter that anybody cared about. Okay, but they go and the lady who's a real rough man. She's a rough-looking woman. She basically heals his wounded shoulder, and then he gets all upset. He gets talked into going back to Coruscant to get Mon Mothma out. He goes to Gorman to pretend to be a reporter so he can report on the uprising. And, I'm like, okay. And the uprising, this is the last a couple episodes. The uprising happens, and it was, the Empire used counterinsurgency, fake, to get the Gormans all upset. Like they blew something up and we already knew that was coming because the head of the ISP said it was. So, we've got Dedra Meero leading this Imperial contingent. We've got Cyril on the ground there. We've got Andor and a bunch of his buddies. And he gets there, and his mission is to kill Dedra Meero. And it's like, Okay, so the uprising kind of starts. The people are out in the square, and it's like it's not a very big crowd. I've seen protests. When we went into Iraq back in 2003, if you didn't have code pink in front of you and you're driving and you wanted to run them over really bad but you couldn't, there were hordes of people everywhere. This was not hordes of people. They start chanting and then they start singing. And the guy that leads the chanting, singing, is the short, fat worker dude who looks like a Bolshevik. He actually, if you gave him a prison haircut, he'd look just like Ernst Röhm, the head of the stormtroopers till 1934 when Hitler had him executed. I'm not kidding. That's what he looks like. So anyway, they start singing, and Cassian's out there. He's put together his rifle. He couldn't be up in the room that he got because there were stormtroopers right above him, and he used this mirror thing, looked down and went, "Oh shit!" So he went down on the square, and you could see Dedra walking around. So he was trying desperately to get a shot at her. Now, she's a mid-level functionary. Why are they trying to kill her? It's like, go after Tarkin. Go after, one of the Moffs. Go after one of those guys. Don't go after Vader because he will kill you. All right, just but really, there you go. So then the riot starts. The fight. Stormtroopers show up. The cops are out there with their riot gear and everything, their shields, and as it starts, Cyril is just out in the crowd with this stupid look on his face. He really does look like Ted Bundy, the serial killer. He really does. And he's just out there wandering. So he's doing that, and he runs into the leader of the French resistance, I guess, and starts to wail on the guy, the old man. And it's like, this isn't his fault. He didn't do it. He didn't want this. All right. So Cyril leaves him on the ground, throws him on the ground, wanders around just with this dazed look on his face. Shooting opens up. Okay. Shooting opens up. And every time Andor almost gets a chance to kill Dedra, something happens and he's got it, fucks up the shot. Or she leaves. And it's like, and Cyril, who's still obsessed with finding him, sees him. And finally he gets Dedra in his sights. And Cyril fucking plows into him. And then beats the fucking crap out of him. I mean, you're like going, holy shit, and has him on the ground. Cyril's got his rifle, he's gonna kill him, and boom, Cyril gets killed. All right, and who shot him? Rylance, the guy that started the Gorman resistance, the old man with gray hair. And so there you go. So Andor comes back to Coruscant because now he's going to have to help Mon Mothma get off the planet after she makes her big speech. And he wants it to be the last thing he does. He just wants to take Bix and go away. And what I hated about it was Benjamin Bratt as Bail Organa. Not that he's done a very bad job. He's actually did a pretty good job. As far as recasting, they actually really tried hard to find somebody that was good. So I was pretty happy about that. But the problem is that we don't know why Jimmy Smits isn't playing Bale. And, if you believe scheduling conflict, I got oceanfront property in Iowa to sell you. No, I don't believe it. Don't buy it. Okay, that's scheduling conflict is newspeak for something else. So you believe it at your own risk. And Luthen, played by Stellan Skarsgård, basically meets up with Mothma and says, Bale's got somebody bad on that team that he's got for you. Because Bale wanted to get her out. And he had a bunch of people set up. One of them was a woman, a masculine looking brunette, a real bitchy looking cunt. And Luthen just knew that there was something bad about that team. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why wouldn't Bail Organa know that already? Why wouldn't he know that? So Mothma after she's done with her speech, she leaves right away. She's walking down a hallway, she runs into Cassian. Cassian and her are talking. She said, I have no time to answer any questions. And he gave her the code word. And she went with him. All right. They go to the loading docks because that was the only place the stormtroopers didn't lock down. See, when she made her speech, they had to cut the broadcast, right? And then they locked down the Senate. The loading dock is still empty. So she's with Cassian and running. They run into her former assistant, who she fired because she kind of thought he was untrustworthy. And he was a Luthen guy, and he was there to help get her out. And the woman, the bad guy, and the witless dude from India that was part of Bale's exfil team, both show up, and all of a sudden the woman pulls out her blaster and says, Mon Mothma's under arrest. All hell breaks loose with Cassian Andor killing her. Blows her smithereens. Mothma's like this. She literally almost goes catatonic. They get her out of there. They're running towards her car. Mothma's driver is a bad guy. All right. He's got his blaster out. He's yelling what's happened, what's going on. And Cassian kills him too. Mothma literally does go catatonic. She is like completely freaked out. He throws her in the back of that car and zooms off. Okay, so they get her to the safe house on Coruscant, where Cassian's told that he's not taking her on his ship. He's got to go back to Yavin 4 with his own team. Mothma's going with a big heralded gold squadron, will escort her, and I'm going, so basically what you're saying is you're giving her a parade, and then you're going to have her broadcast across the galaxy, and we're supposed to believe the Empire won't find the base. Bullshit, but okay. So Cassian goes back, runs into Dravit Straven, and this was, they had already had words already. Cassian basically told him, I'm not, after this, the Mothma exfil, I'm not going to do anything more for you, I'm leaving. And Draven's like, we can't just come and go. And he goes, I can come and go anytime I want. And if it was actually a character like Han Solo, you could see Han Solo saying that and it being real. Cassian Andor, it's like, okay, Cassandra. So anyway, he goes back, he looks for Bix, and Bix is there. And he tells her, I want to leave. I want to be done. He'd witnessed the slaughter on Gorman. He saw the duplicity because Luthen is a duplicitous son of a bitch. But he's compartmentalized. What did Jesus say? Never tell the right hand what the left hand is doing. And Luthen's got this here, this here, this here, and this here. They're all related, but they're not. And they can't be tracked to each other. That's how you stay safe. Okay, so, and Cassian wants out. And he tells Bix, I just want to be with you, blah, blah, blah. And Bix is like, okay. So the next morning he wakes up. She leaves him a goodbye video, and she's gone because she wants to continue the fight. So Cassian's sitting there crying and whining, and he's told to come to the mechanic shop or the hangar because the droid that they took from the Empire, because he blew away an Imperial droid, or no, he didn't, somebody else did. They've got it to where they can actually fix it and use it. All they have to do is just turn it on and see what happens. And everybody's got their blasters up just in case it still is what it was to be, which was an Imperial droid. And it's K2SO. And that was where it ended. I really miss Jimmy Smits. And I want to know why. I want to know the truth of why he didn't show up as Bail Organa. As good as Benjamin Bratt is, and he is good, he is very similar, and he does a really good job as Bail Organa, but still not the same. And not knowing the actual truth. And this is where we get into Kathleen Kennedy. I want you guys to look at the costumes of Andor. That alone had to cost millions and millions of dollars, right? Everybody had a change of costumes. I can't imagine the change of costumes Genevieve O'Reilly had, and the change of costumes that, even Benjamin Bratt had. I mean, and everybody else on that level of society, because you look at the fabric, it's cloth, it's satin, it's silk, it's these beautifully organic, I think hand sewn dresses and robes and things like that. And it's like, how much fucking money did you spend on this? You have a wardrobe department. You don't need to do that. All right. They went on location. Again, we got to see London. Been there, done that, on the t-shirt. I want to see Coruscant. The only time you actually get to see Coruscant is when it looks like they actually use the volume stage for night scenes and or the Senate. Okay. And I'm looking at the Senate building, and it doesn't look like the Senate building from Revenge of the Sith. Maybe I'm wrong. So you got that. And it's like, okay. The acting is, in my opinion, subpar. I mean, the best part of all of these is Cyril goes and confronts Dedra. She brings him into her office. He accuses her of lying to him about what was going on while people are dying down on the square. And he chokes her. I was laughing my ass off. I mean, when you see Dedra Miro, this is her. She just walks around like that all the time. She has no emotion. And even when she's got emotions to share, she's bad at it, okay? It's like, I can't connect with you, okay? And, Cyril gets killed. I think she finds out. I think that they lied to her too, but it was okay. And her, You know, if you got to think about it, she's an Imperial ISB agent. So yeah, I mean, that's her thing. But, you know, I mean, the best acting was, of course, Stellan Skarsgård and probably Benjamin Bratt, even though I would rather see Jimmy Smits. Again, I think that he probably, I'm talking about Jimmy Smits, did not want to be in this because it's a Kennedy era thing and what happened with Kenobi. I mean, I'm not going to be in this until she's gone. Okay, so let's talk about Kennedy. So Stacey Ballard found the video from the Austin Film Festival, the interview that Kathleen Kennedy had there, and she looks like hell. She looks disheveled, tired, just, you know, she looks like she's crumbling. This was last October. Okay, this wasn't like last week. This was last October. And, you know, I'm watching it and she really is not aware of herself. Okay, and what I mean by she's not aware of how narcissistic she sounds. She doesn't understand how ridiculous she says. I mean, she says that she brought Munich and some other movies to Steven Spielberg's attention. And this is the woman that Spielberg, you know, the year before, canceled. All right, and it's like, I am like, it was like, look, you know the woman is a narcissist. Okay, you know that they did not give her any, they basically waxed rhapsodic about The Last Jedi because Ryan Johnson was there. It's like, it's the biggest piece of shit movie ever made. So, in the crumbling hag that was interviewing her, I'm looking at her going, the fuck are you talking about? That was garbage. The fans hated it. I mean, that's how disconnected from reality they are. All right, you're dealing with people who don't understand. They think they know what people want. And that's all they talked about was fans this, the fans that. Was The Last Jedi anything we wanted? Was The Force Awakens anything we wanted? Was The Rise of Palpatine anything we wanted? The answer is no. No. But there they are. Ryan Johnson and blah. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And they don't act like that was a failure. You know, she talks about Rogue One, and Rogue One, you know, it made like, what, 1.3 billion, I think. It was a good movie. It was the best one out of all those. But it didn't make gazillions of dollars. And the self-importance that Kathy has in talking about this stuff is astronomical. You just look at her and go, where did you come from? You psychopath. You know, it's just unbelievable. So, you know, so there's that. And if you want to see it, this, go to, oh shit, I can't remember the website. I will put a link to this because there's a YouTube, The Story, and it's attached to PBS, and her interview's there. But I'll do a community note and make sure you guys see it so you can just be as horrified as I was. So then, all right, let's talk about the earnings report. So Disney is building, is getting a park in Abu Dhabi. Now, Abu Dhabi is an interesting place because it is an Arab Muslim country that is very open-minded, very moderate. I follow this imam on X named Imam Tawhidi. He's a very interesting guy, and I like him a lot. He's a man that talks a lot of sense. And you go to Abu Dhabi and you'll have a blast. They have the tallest building in the world there. Okay. They miles and miles of beaches. And they're taking, I think, an island and turning it into Disneyland Abu Dhabi. Okay. And I think the Emirates, the United Arab Emirates, are paying for it. So Disney's just doing the licensing and saying you can put our name on this park and we will provide the characters. And the Imagineers, I guess, are going crazy right now with work for that. So you got that. I guess Thunderbolts is doing great. I will not go to see anything Sebastian Stan is in. First off, I think he's a terrible actor. Second of all, he's really unattractive. He's got a low forehead. I mean, he looks like a caveman, heck. And so there's that. And it was a good earnings report. They were up like 7%. Okay. So it's been a good earnings report. Now, here's the deal. Their shares went up to $102 a share, which they're now over $100 again. And in full, the stock market is stabilized. Okay. Now, I want to tell people who are in the movie business that when Donald Trump uses the word tariffs, go buy the book, The Art of the Deal, and read it. It is a negotiating tool. It is not real. Okay. Let him talk, let him use it, and let him get a good deal for the American film industry, because you guys are dying. Okay. You guys are dying. And it appears nobody in Hollywood knows that. We're getting Practical Magic 2. We're getting other things, remakes and reboots. It's like, no. I mean, and they wonder why people are bored with the film industry. Okay, and Disney's got a pretty good slate of movies coming up. Lilo and Stitch, the live action, looks hilarious. And there are other things. The live action Moana, I think, too. And next year we've got Mandalorian movies. So there you go. Anyway, want to talk a little bit, and if you guys want to laugh, go look up that video with Kennedy, because it's that interview, because Stacy thought it was a recent, and it's not recent. So who knows? I mean, next week is the last 3 episodes of Andor, 10, 11, and 12, and it's gonna be leading up right up to Rogue One. So I really don't know where it's gonna end up, but big things are coming at Lucasfilm, and I feel it inside. I can't really talk about the Darth Maul animated show, because they haven't said much. I would do this. I would probably get rid of Sam Witwer, because I don't like him. He's arrogant, he's mouthy, and he's an unlikable dude. But that's just me. Anyway, so I gotta go. You guys have a great day and a great afternoon, and I'll see you around the galaxy.